Hi, my name is Riku, and I'm sorry I cannot use the PowerPoint record system, so I will record by my phone. And then, yeah, let's move on to my what I learned on my experience. What I learned from this class is I have three opinion of three learning, and the first is some sea animal get infected by herpes virus, and then I was so shocked to see the image of turtle have tombs in his shoulder, and then also turtle's head is so terrible. So I was shocked, and I think I thought from this image, I have to do something else because that is that disease is because of our no because of the pollution, and the pollution is caused one causes is our, I mean, the human, by the human. So I have to do more. I have to improve. And I have to change some action. Yeah, do some action. And the second is Canada harvests so many whales. Many country attacked. I don't know attacked us. Why you guys harvest so many whales, and it's not good for them. But actually, Canada is more. So I don't know exactly that news, but Canada is more guilty. And then I think on I heard from Japanese harvest, no, Japanese fishery, and then they said harvest the whale is good for food chain. There are so many whales in the ocean, so they harvest. So from his opinion, it's good action, and then but Canada is so much, so yeah, it's a surprising things. And the last one is one of the red tide cause is virus, and then red tide. When I was a high school student, their nat- natural protective activity, I forgot. In Japanese is 自然体験学習, and then I would uh, I was one of the organizer, and then we went to Oshima Island, that is that Oshima Island, that is in Aichi, because my hometown is Aichi, and then we there's they also have the uh, red tides, so we are trying to decrease the red tide, and then we clash just shells, and then scatter in the water, in the sea. I forgot what's effect, but that is good for the good for sea. And then we also um, gather the garbage and the island. Island, there are so many garbage. Um, yeah. So let's tie is kind of familiar, familiar with it, and I was surprised. One of the codes is Vivalis, I don't know.
Hello, my name is Chen Yitao, and today I'm going to talking about marine issues in an ordinary people's view. My major is not in marine and any other relation major, so I'm gonna talk about in my personal way. I'm gonna talk about two big issues happen in the Earth and which is do a lot damage to the oceans. First is the temperature, and second is the water pollution. Temperature nowadays is getting higher and higher, and every year the average temperature is rising. The temperatures rising makes ocean fishes become harder to survive, and more and more uh, ocean animals appears in the red list, and the temperature problem is cannot change increase by our normal life change, and it depends on the most factories problem. That's the one big problem which happens in the marine issue. And second is the pollution. The water pollution is known by us, and we know there's a lot of pollution which do damage to the animals, especially the fishes in the ocean. The pollution makes the animals harder and harder to survive. Many animals die not because they contact poison directly, but eat lots of plastic and can't avoid by the plastic pollution and dies in many years, and they suffered, which is cruel. But what we can do to the pollution is make less garbage and be careful these kinds of things in ordinary views. But mostly it depends on the powerful company and the government's sections and power, which they make policy to make the environment more and more better. So that's all.
Hello everyone, my name is Fu Yiming. The topic of my video is pollution of Dianchi Lake. I'm from Yunnan province of China, and my hometown is Kunming City, which is a red area. Kunming is also the capital of Yunnan province, and it's also famous for one of spring cities in the world. One of the most important reasons that make Kunming become spring city is that we have Dianchi Lake. Dianchi Lake is the biggest lake in the Yunnan province, and you can also call it Dianchi Pool. Here's the position of Dianchi Lake, and there's two photos of Dianchi. After seeing both of pictures, you may have some questions, like why the water is green. And the answer is obvious, that Dianchi is facing eutrophication problem, and I will explain why. Here is development of Kunming City. The red area is the main city. As you can see, the red area is getting bigger and bigger, which means the pollution of Kunming City is improving. And Dianchi Lake is located in the southern of Kunming, which means all the wastewater in Kunming will be discharged into Dianchi River. And the worst thing is Kunming's water treatment rate is only 60%. There still has 40% untreated water flows into Dianchi River, which is a huge pollution. The second reason is Dianchi itself. Dianchi has low lake flow. It makes over 90% of the pollutants in the wastewater deposit on the bottom of Dianchi. So these two reasons makes Dianchi getting green. But now Chinese government is realizing this problem. And this year's Chinese government allocated 600 million to solve this problem by dredging grids, building wastewater treatment plants, appointing river chefs, and so on. So the Dianchi is getting better. Thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Yang Xingyi. I'm a group member of Group G. Here I'm going to talk about something about three issues of concern of marine conservation and link some current events in Hong Kong to the slides. There are three kinds of marine conservation issues: the primary, secondary, and the tertiary issues. In the current centuries, these issues are stimulated or even directly caused by humans' behaviors. First of all, let's talk about the primary issues. It consists of extinction and depletion of marine species, especially which the one have bigger and larger size. And the second one is the overabundance of the water. The third one is the ill health of species in marine, and the fourth one is the degradation of habitats. For the secondary issues, it emphasized the impact of human behaviors in coastal regions. For example, overfishing, minerals exploitations and the pollutions, eutrophications and toxic chemicals produced and discharged by humans, and the structural change to coastal areas. For the tertiary issues, it talks about the change in marine ecosystem and the impacts of human activities in regional and global marines. Now I'm going to talk about a current event in Hong Kong, Lantau Tomorrow Vision. It is a plan to use a land reclamation to increase the land supply in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a small place with a high density of population, so shortage of land supply is very serious in Hong Kong. Reclamation has been one of the main sources of land supply since 1842, and the housing issue in Hong Kong is also really serious. The average waiting time for rent a public house in Hong Kong is 5.5 years. In order to relieve the housing pressure of citizens and deal with the land shortage of Hong Kong, Lantau Tomorrow Vision was launched by Chief Executive Carrie Lam in 2018. In this plan, it will construct artificial islands with a total area of about 1,700 hectares of the eastern waters of Lantau Island, and the estimated cost is around 500 billion Hong Kong dollars, which is around $63.8 billion USD. Linked to the course materials, we can speculate some marine conservation concerns of the vision. The first one is the degradation of habitats of marine species. In Lantau area, there are some local species living there. If this plan is going on, it might destroy their habitats and stimulate their extinction. Second, they will use construction waste to reclaim. Although they will do many protection to avoid the leakage of polluted liquid, you cannot avoid that possibility that this leakage of polluted liquid might enter the marine and polluted the water. Thirdly, reclaim might alter the water flow near the island.